What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LTQ Wrestling Podcast. Monday Night Raw had an awesome main event. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are your new women's tag team champions. And I've not always been the biggest fan of the women's tag team titles, but this match absolutely delivered. A lot of near falls. The crowd was getting into it. The more kickouts and breakup pins they had. And this main event just delivered, in my opinion. I thought it was fantastic and really what a main event should be. Raw main events don't always live up, in my opinion, but this one absolutely did. And man, what a main event between these two women tag teams. And pretty much it ends. Dirty Dom tried to get involved numerous times. The referee didn't throw him out or nothing. And we had Naomi get ready to do her finisher. Raquel hits her head on the ring post. Liv pins her 1, 2, 3, and that's how they win. And I kind of figured Liv and Raquel were going to win this match because I don't really see what else they could really be doing going into WrestleMania. They could do Liv and Rhea again by having Liv win the Chamber. I honestly don't see them doing that again. I feel like that feud just ran its course, and doing it again this early would be kind of a bad move. You could go maybe Bianca and Rhea if they don't do Jay Cargill. And I thought Jay Cargill was actually going to show up during this match. I thought maybe she was going to show up and screw over Naomi and Belair and reveal they attacked her. But it's smart to save her return for a bigger pay per view or premium live event. And that seems like what they're going to do. So hats off to both these teams. They cooked. Make sure to check this main event out if you didn't get a chance to catch Raw because it was a fantastic main event of Monday Night Raw. So to kick off the show, Logan Paul comes out there. He's doing his heel stuff. He's from Ohio. He's talking about how he didn't really want to be here, but he's a humble guy. So he showed up for these people. He says he will win the Chamber after he defeated Rey Mysterio last week on Raw. And CM Punk interrupts. And Logan Paul says, "What is your problem with me, Punk? Why do you hate me?" And Punk says, "I don't have a problem with you. I'm not jealous of you or anything like that." And Logan Paul says, you know, the fans are chanting CM Punk. He says, "Now that I'm a full timer, it's only a matter of time before the fans start chanting my name." He says, "There's new faces around here, guys like you and John Cena. Your time is past. My time is now." And Punk says, "Yeah, there's always new faces, but we're legends. We made history. You haven't made no history here in the WWE." And Punk says he will eliminate Logan Paul in the Elimination Chamber like a receipt for him eliminating or Logan Paul eliminating him in the Royal Rumble. He said he will go on to face Cody Rhodes in Vegas and win the WWE Undisputed Championship. And that's pretty much the end of it. Logan Paul slaps him across the face. He runs. He's laughing on the stage, doing classic heel stuff. And that's how we kicked off the show. So good segment between these two. And it makes you wonder, though, are they going to do a Logan Paul and CM Punk match? Because I've been hearing a lot of rumors that whoever don't win the chamber between John Cena and CM Punk will go on to face Logan Paul at Mania. So maybe that's the direction they go. Maybe they do Logan Paul against Cena, Logan Paul against CM Punk. There's also been rumors maybe they do a triple threat. What's Cody going to decide to do? I'll get into more of that in my Elimination Chamber predictions video, which I will upload tomorrow. So make sure y'all check that out. And we'll have to see. But man, this is intriguing. A lot of different outcomes, especially if Cody turns heel. There's a lot of different scenarios they could go. Hell, they might even have Cena or Punk join Rock and be the corporate champion. Who knows? So we had Pete Dunne against Ludwig Kaiser against Penta. Great triple threat match. Not too much to say. Just Penta was in control a lot of it. All three looked great. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome" during it. And Ludwig Kaiser ends up stealing the win. Penta went from the Penta driver on Pete. Ludwig Kaiser throws him outside the ring, hits his finisher, gets the 1, 2, 3 count. So good to see Kaiser get a win because he definitely needed it. And Penta was protected. He didn't take the pin because you got to have Pete or Ludwig get a win eventually. You can't just have Penta just keep beating these guys over and over again. So this is a way to protect Penta and get one of these guys a relevant win. So I didn't have any problem with it. We had a Rhea Ripley interview next. She's getting interviewed. She pretty much talks about how she's focused on whoever wins the Elimination Chamber. But right now, she's focused on her match with Io Sky next week on Raw. It's been 5 years since they had a match. She's grown since then, and she's the best woman in WWE. The crowd pops. And, that's pretty much it. I mean, Io Sky interrupts. She says she'll win the championship, and they pretty much just built up that match for next week. We had New Day against LWO. Not too much to say about this match, but Joaquin Wilde, if I didn't botch his name, cooked. I mean, he was great in this match. I mean, the crowd was into him, and he did some amazing stuff, just athletic, and he was really the star of this match. New Day ends up getting the win. They beat him down after the match. Dragon Lee comes out. Obviously, Rey Mysterio's not there after they took him out a few weeks ago on Raw. And Dragon Lee starts off getting some offense, and then New Day takes him out. and they escape. And that's it. They pretty much keep building up this LWO New Day feud. I'm sure Rey Mysterio will come back and take them out or something like that. So we'll have to see. This next segment was awesome. Gunther comes out. He's talking about how he's warmed up to the idea of facing Jey Uso at WrestleMania. He wasn't really a big fan of it at first. He says he'd like to give, the fans or the whoever an opportunity to see him wrestle. And he said he went to Adam Pearce and he hand chose his opponent, and out comes Akira Tozawa. And the crowd pops. They're into Tozawa. He's funny. And Gunther says, we have a lot in common. We have a little bit in common. Not a lot, but a little bit. We both came from different countries to pursue our dream of being here in WWE. And, if you look at pictures of Tozawa when he was younger, he was a little chunky like Gunther. So it's actually kind of funny that they had this go on. And he says, I saw you dancing in TikTok videos with these other two idiots. And just like Jey Uso, you're making bad decisions for your career. Do something tonight that Jey Uso will never do and earn my respect. And Tozawa starts punching him, and they go at it. And Tozawa got a lot of offense in this match. And I'm glad. I don't really like seeing one-sided match where somebody just gets dominated. Obviously, you ain't going to have Gunther lose to Tozawa. But it was just a fun match. I mean, I saw some tweets saying it was a 5-star match. I mean, it was funny. Definitely a funny match. And Gunther gets the one with the power bomb. He ends up choking out he got the win after the power bomb. He hit a sleeper. Then Tozawa went to sleep. Otis got in the ring after he didn't let the sleeper go. He puts the sleeper on Otis after Otis turns his back, and out comes Jey Uso. Gunther retreats, and that's the end of that. So we had a women's Intercontinental title match. Lyra Valkyria against Dakota Kai. Good match. I mean, they went back and forth. Crowd was into it, chanting, "This is awesome." They did some nice suplex off the top rope, and Lyra pretty much retained, and she continues her run. After the match, they get attacked. Ivy Nile comes out there. She attacks Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai, and she holds up the title. So it looks like we're going to be getting a Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile feud, which they did face off, or actually, they didn't face off. It was Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile last week, which personally, going off this, they shouldn't have just had Ivy Nile win and then just set up this match. But I guess they're doing both. I don't know. WWE is confusing sometimes with some of this booking, like any other company. Next, we had Dom Mysterio against Braun Breaker. This match was okay, but it ends in a DQ. Braun ends up getting beat up by the Judgment Day. He ends up throwing Dom over the top rope. He spears Carlito, and then Finn's outside the ring, I think getting a chair or something. And Braun just stares him down when they're both on the mat. And Finn retreats. Smart guy, that Finn Balor. We don't need to see him getting beat up anymore than he already has been. And that's the end of that segment. So no AJ Styles in this segment, but we did get an AJ Styles and Logan Paul segment earlier in the show. So I still think we're going to get Braun Breaker and AJ Styles, and maybe we get a little bit of a Braun Breaker and Judgment Day feud until WrestleMania or something. I don't know. Next, we had Cody Rhodes, and he comes out there and he always says his line. So Cincinnati, what do you guys want to talk about? And he says this decision with The Rock saying he wants Cody's soul. He says it's a decision that involves multiple people, his whole family, his daughter, his sister, his mom, his wife, his brothers, his nephews, his whole Nightmare Academy, everybody. And he said this is a tough decision that he will not be able to make alone. Seth Rollins comes out, says it's been nearly a year since they've been in the ring together, since last year's WrestleMania. And he says, what the hell are you thinking, man? He says at WrestleMania last year, they went in the war with the Bloodline. They battled Reigns and Rock, and now you're thinking about being his champion, selling your soul to him? What are you doing? And he said, you should, slapped him across the face. And the fact that you did it is a slap in the face to me. And Cody comes back and says, you're being very judgmental right now. He says, Rock asked me for my soul. He didn't ask you for yours because yours is already, what's the word he used? Compromised. And he says, Seth, you were the MVP of WrestleMania. You were the main event. And Rollins, says, I'm not jealous or, being judgmental. I'm just trying to protect you from making the same mistakes I made over the last several years. Rollins wants to win the chamber and face the man he faced at WrestleMania 38. The Cody he faced in Hell in a Cell with a torn pec. The Cody he saw win the WWE Championship last year at WrestleMania. He says he wants that Cody, and he says he ain't coming for his soul. He's coming for his title. And Rollins walks away. Very good segment between these two. And who knows what Cody's going to decide to do? Maybe it's a heel turn. We'll have to see. But they did a good job of building this up even more. This is a big decision because this affects everybody. Because Cody's been nothing but a babyface since he's came back. And now this is a decision that could affect the whole company. So we'll have to see. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment any thoughts you had on this week's Raw down below. And I'll see you guys next time.